We continue our financial literacy series today. Today we're talking with Kyle Leasak, who's the manager of Information Technology. And Kyle, I'd like to welcome and thank you for joining us on the set today to talk about cybersecurity.
Yeah, well, thank you, Stacey. Glad to be here.
Well, let's first of all talk about what exactly is cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity is a method of applying security to the Internet of Things. Cybersecurity attacks are really around malware attacks.
Now, what is the Internet of Things?
The Internet of Things, it's a fairly large group. Internet of Things includes, let's say, devices.
Mm-hmm.
Devices that connect to the Internet. So that could be like tablets, computers, cell phones, home appliances, servers, medical equipment, routers, anything that's really truly connects to the Internet or has the ability to do that. Websites as well, like your financial institution website, and social media sites are also considered Internet of Things.
Now you also hear, and you mentioned it, about malware. What exactly is that?
Malware is usually a software program designed, or an application, or some sort of code to really compromise, let's say, the Internet of Things. So like your PC, your cell phone, yeah, anything that is connected.
So how does it work then? Is it obviously it's somehow implanted into your system?
Yeah, I guess the most common denominator when it comes to any type of cybersecurity attack is us as individuals that use the technology on things we click on, things that we open. Some of the attacks that actually happen is one example is ransomware. Ransomware itself is rising for occurrence, and it's definitely how it actually works is ransomware actually encrypts all your data on your device, and what it does is it holds it ransom and hostage until you pay by untraceable means. Ransomware itself is estimated to cost in damages about $8 billion this year.
Wow.
And next year it's estimated, but the actual ransomware attacks to increase to businesses or individuals being attacked every 14 seconds. So it's very, very lucrative for these bad guys to use this type of attack.
But how do they get in? Is it bad passwords? Is it like what can you kind of do to protect yourself from these?
Well, usually it's how we respond to, let's say, the way they reach out. It's either file attachments or hyperlinks you click on. That's usually how they kind of attack you. There's other scams that are out there, and one of the most common ones is social engineering attacks. Okay. Social engineering attacks is kind of a cybersecurity attacks that actually gains your trust very shortly. So they offer something that could be free, it could be something that is very intriguing to engage you, and they build trust very, very quickly. So one example of a social engineering attack is you win a trip, or you win a free, let's say, toaster, for example. But there's always a catch to it, like you have to pay shipping or taxes or something like that. Ultimately, in the end, you don't get the item, and you also provide, let's say, financial information, your credit card, for example. Another social engineering attack is you might receive a friend request on a social media account where you engage in conversations, very friendly. And as they build a relationship, they start asking for financial assistance. Or, you know, if you pay for my trip or send me money, I will meet you. So those are definitely very common. Phishing attacks, phishing attacks are attacks that actually happen to harvest information. So your user ID and passwords, credit card information. And usually these cybersecurity attacks are designed through some sort of formal looking communication. So it could be an email or a text, or it could actually be a park site. Park site is where it looks like a vendor or a shopping site where, you know, you have to enter your user ID and credentials, and they harvest that information, they use it later.
It's pretty scary, actually.
Oh, definitely.
And our time's up for this session, but I do want to talk more with you about this. So we'll be back in the next hour with Kyle again to hear more about cybersecurity.